back to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of the three greatest decades of gaming, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. This is my final session of the iconic, the legendary, one of the greatest video games of all time, Super Mario Bros. 3. Sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. When I evolved my YouTube channel into Classic Hits Gaming, I had to feature this game. You know, I had to. There's a lot of great games, okay? There's a lot of great games out there, but not all of them are considered the greatest, like one of the greatest video games ever made. But Super Mario Bros. 3 is one of them. So it had to have its moment. It had to have its moment in the spotlight on Classic Hits Gaming, and I'm glad that I managed to feature Super Mario Bros. 3 on Classic Hits Gaming. I want to take this time before I start the live stream to thank all of you lovely people, including my good friend Alfie, who just joined the live stream, for supporting Classic Hits Gaming overall, but watching my Super Mario Bros. 3 live sessions. Thank you very, very much for your support. If you're wondering what is next on Classic Hits Gaming, check out my community post and be patient, stay tuned, because I will officially reveal what is next on Classic Hits Gaming very, very soon. But Alfie, how is your day going? Just with my little brother. Very good. Tell him Classic Hits Gaming said a big hello. And I hope he's doing well. I hope you're both doing well. And again, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join Classic Hits Gaming for the final session of Super Mario Bros. 3. Just thought I'd stop by. Thank you very, very, very much, my friend. How was life with Alfie? How was life on the East End? I've got some interesting trivia to share on Super Mario Bros. 3 as well, so stay tuned for that. So we're going to start off now, of course, on the first world. World 1-1. If I was playing this now on the Nintendo Switch online, right, or a service like that, I'd be able to create save points and I wouldn't have to start the game every single time I go live. But you know what? Classic Hits Gaming is all about playing these great iconic classic games in their original form, so on the original consoles, and you know, as much as possible. Love your vids, keep it up. Thank you so much. Thank you. And hopefully I will see you in the next live stream. And once again, stay tuned for what is next on Classic Hits Gaming. If you want to tease, you can check out my community tab. And I will officially reveal what that game is very, very, very soon. I'm actually going to share two pieces of trivia. Actually, the first piece of trivia I'm going to share. I think I discussed this maybe on the first session. Super Mario Bros. 3 is the first game in the Super Mario Bros. Series to have Mario flying, and it also is the first Super Mario Bros. Game in the series to have an overworld, which would become staples in the series in going forward. So, quite a few firsts in this game. We also have many debuting characters as well, like the Koopalings, power-ups like the Tanooki suit, among others. So I think Super Mario Bros. 3 demonstrated how to make a really, really good sequel, how to really expand upon a series that you started. You know, how do we make this different? How do we make it fresh? And look, you know, 30 years later, here we are with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is like Shigeru Miyamoto on acid making a Mario game. You know, it doesn't get any more fucking original than Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And of course, like, you know, the 3D series is still alive and well. And sure, look, you know, what started with Super Mario 64 evolved into Super Mario Odyssey, where you can fucking play as a frog. So, it's one thing to have a frog soup, but it's another thing to play as a frog. And it's just one of the many crazy things you can do in Super Mario Odyssey. So the influence of Super Mario 64 is still present on the 3D Mario series and gaming in general and platforming in general. I mean, it's you'd have to be blind not to see how much Super Mario 64 has influenced gaming. Even now with Astro Bot, you would have to absolutely be blind, or you'd have to be the biggest Nintendo hater in the world and be just in denial more than a fucking politician to not see the Nintendo influence with Astrobot. It's lovely to see it. There's so many different. I mean, even there's this bird. I think it's like an eagle type bird, and it has a rope attached to it, and it helps you fly to areas. It's just that is just straight from Super Mario 64, straight from the Twomp Island, I think it's called, Twomp level in Super Mario 64, where you're using the owl to fly around. So yeah, kind of went a bit off track there, but yeah. So in Super Mario Bros. 3, there's a lot of firsts, and we see the series really evolve. Just add more and more into it. Again, the overworld for the first time we saw in Super Mario Bros. 3, all becoming staples in the series. It kind of makes me wonder. Wait a second now, no. Watch that be a text now. Watch. Because I've been waiting for a text since this morning, and this would be the one time. No, it's not. Okay. I've lost my concentration now. What was I going to say? It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. No, it's gone. It's gone. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Oh, yeah. I think I know the full. I was going to say, I was going to have. Was that another message? No. I was going to talk about the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy made by the legendary Insomniac Games, and the even more legendary Ted Price of Insomniac Games. I was going to talk about the fact that they only made 3 games, and then Ted Price just called it a day after 3 games. But the thing is, there's a bigger picture to be told there, a much bigger picture to be told. The Spyro the Dragon original trilogy, was actually owned by Universal Studios. So it wasn't that Sony owned it or Insomniac Games owned it. Universal Studios basically owned Spyro, and they had Insomniac Games make Spyro the Dragon, and obviously they worked with Sony PlayStation to put the games onto that console. But what actually happened after the 3 games is Universal Studios sold it to other companies, including Activision as well. And so Insomniac Games just had nothing to do with Spyro the Dragon. I don't know if I'm getting this right, but Insomniac Games didn't have anything to do with the next Spyro the Dragon game after Spyro the Dragon 3 on PS1 as a result. I don't know if I'm right on that, really. But either way, anyway, it's a shame. I did hear, though. I'm pretty sure I heard that Ted Price was talking about Spyro the Dragon, and I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines of he didn't think that he could do anything else. He didn't think he could add anything else into the series. He felt like that he kind of exhausted the ideas. But if that is true, and if that is the case, and if that's why Ted Price and Insomniac Games didn't make any more Spyro the Dragon games, it's kind of disappointing. When you consider that Super Mario Bros. 3, the game I'm playing right now, is the 3rd mainline entry in the 2D Super Mario Bros. Series. I mean, look at how fresh it is compared to the original Super Mario Bros. I mean, the visuals are enhanced. The gameplay has. You can slide, you can fly, there's new power-ups, there's an overworld, among other shit. Yeah, exactly. And obviously then we got Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, and obviously we went full on 3D with Super Mario 64. So it's a shame that Ted Price didn't make more Spyro the Dragon games, and I bet he's kicking himself. he's kicking himself, I'd say. Looking back on it now, like, you know. I bet he was the one who... He would have loved to have remastered his original trilogy and make a new game in the series. But look, it is what it is. The point is, Super Mario Bros. 3 is a prime example of how you keep a series fresh and how you keep it going. You know, I bet there was people out there, even back then, I bet there was people out there. Because you have to realise, the video game industry had only just recovered from the first video game crash. You know? I bet there was people out there that were like, oh, the Mario Bros. Series is getting stale. What can they do next? It's finished. This is going to be the last Mario game. I don't care how well it's sold, because believe me, it sold very, very well. I bet there was people saying, oh, that's it, finished. They're not just like I'm finished right now on this level. They're not going to make any more Mario games. That's it. That's done. It's done. It's done. And of course, you know, 30 odd years later, we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Super Mario Odyssey, which are critically acclaimed. You know, they're both a critical and commercial success worldwide, selling record-breaking numbers. So yeah, it's just, yeah, this game, it shows that if you just add stuff into it, but don't divert from what made the original fun in the first place, you know, then gamers will take very kindly to the next game, and of course it'll sell very well. As a result, so Super Mario Bros. 3, prime example of how you keep a series fresh. Add new stuff into it, keep it fun, but keep it familiar as well. And I need to focus on completing this level. Johnny's going into full talk mode. So it's funny, I can go from very quiet to not shutting up. You know, that's just me. As I'm gasping. Once I finish this level, I'll eat a drink of milk. I'll tell you one thing, though, speaking of Astrobot, I could just talk about Astrobot for an eternity. I really could. I can die happy knowing that I play an Astrobot. That's how good of a game it is. I can rest in peace knowing that I had the pleasure of playing Astrobot on PS5. Not even joking. That game is just a celebration of what PlayStation actually is. I use that word actually. It reminds us of some of the fantastic games that have appeared on PlayStation consoles over the years, and it is just this nostalgic journey. You know, like you meet the Spyro the Dragon special boss, and you're brought back. You know, you're brought back to the days of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. I don't know why Crash Bandicoot popped into my head right there, but to the two of them nonetheless. You know, I'm not going to spoil anything because I have discussed those bots on the live chat before, but there's ones I haven't, and I'm conscious of viewers who haven't played the game yet, and I don't want to spoil it for them. But there is a lot of bots from a lot of games that appeared, not just appeared on PlayStation, but are absolutely just iconic PlayStation games. And when you bump into them, oh my days, when you bump into them, it just takes you back. And it also does this weird, I've never experienced it in my life. It must be some kind of fucking form of brainwashing. I don't care if it is, I'm happy enough with it. But I've never experienced anything like it. When you counter a boss from one of those games, you start feeling like you want to play that game. If it's a game you haven't played for a long time, you want to dust it off, you want to re-download it. If you've never played it before, you want to buy it. And I've done that. I've actually done that. There's actually a game currently about to be delivered to my house that I've never played before. That is just, first of all, it's amazing marketing, but it's just such, it's an experience that I've never had in a game before. Like, I've never played, like, oh shit. I've never played God of War Ragnarok and felt like I really wanted to go back and play the original God of War game. Sabertack is going to kill me. If Sabertack is listening to that right now, he's going to say, what the fuck did you just say? What the fuck did you just say, Johnny? How fucking dare you? But no, all joking aside, though, I didn't. I mean, look, I love God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. I got to go back and finish Ragnarok. But I didn't have any like real motivation to go out there and play the original God of War games. But when I play Astrobot and I come across a character from a PlayStation game that I knew about, knew existed, but never played it, and I feel like, okay, I need to play this game. That's fucking unreal. But look, more than anything else, though, when you're looking back at a special bot in that game from a PlayStation game that is fond, that you have fond memories of, has a special place in your gaming heart, that's just such a unique experience. And that's what you want in gaming. You want unique experiences. You want something different that hasn't been done before. You know, obviously, like, I need that sip of milk. Obviously, outside of the, I mean, do you know what? Nostalgia can be a bad word to a lot of people. Like, it's viewed as a kind of like, oh, you're just excited because of nostalgia. Yeah. Well, maybe you're getting hyped up because for Until Dawn remake because of nostalgia. You fucking zoomer. But but no, all joking aside, right? Um, yeah, nostalgia seems to be looked at as a kind of negative thing. There's nothing wrong with nostalgia. Nostalgia brings us back to simpler times. What the fuck's going on here? Sorry. What time? Oh, look at this. It brings us back to simpler times. So nostalgia is good, you know. But apart from the nostalgic feeling you get when you're playing Astrobot, and apart from the fantastic fucking advertising and this strong sense of you wanting to buy that game, you know, it wants you to interact with the PlayStation brand. I actually joke when I say this, but it's so true as well. Astrobot right now, right, is doing more for the PlayStation brand than Sony itself. It's advertising it. It's paying fucking respect and love for the brand. It's loving the heritage of PlayStation, like more than Sony. What is Sony saying? We don't have that much IP at all, like, you know. That's why we're not doing too well, because like we don't have that much IP. Like I think what gamers want is Concord, but I don't know why Concord didn't sell well at all. Like, you know, like PlayStation are idiots. Like they got plenty of IPs. You know, Lana, they got plenty of IPs. They got the Getaway, they've got Killzone, they've got Resistance, they've got SOCOM, they've got Ape Escape. They've got so many IPs right now that they're just sitting on or shitting on. One or the other, possibly both. I love physics. Oh, you had an exam, didn't you, on physics? How did it go? And you're very welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, my friend. Your home of the three greatest decades of gaming: the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. This is my final session of Super Mario Bros. 3. So thank you for watching my Super Mario Bros. 3 live sessions and for your overall support of Classic Hits Gaming. If you are wondering what is next on Classic Hits Gaming, check out my community tab and pay attention to my community tab because I will officially reveal what it is very soon. I'll be honest with you, it hasn't arrived yet, so I don't know. This could be a very interesting situation because it's quite funny. Well, first of all, the game hasn't arrived yet, so for all I know, it mightn't even arrive. Another thing as well is I'm hoping that the game that I ordered is the right game, because it seems to have a weird, this could be a tease actually, it seems to have a weird subtitle that doesn't seem to be anywhere else. But I did manage to find the subtitle, but I hope, oh my god, I will assassinate someone else if this happens, because if this ends up being a Japanese version or like an American version, heads are going to fucking roll. Let me tell you, heads will roll, because it happened to me recently with a Super Bomberman not Superman. I can't say that fast. So when I was young, I had a bit of a speech impairment, and it brings it back to certain things I can't say. So Super Bomberman on the SNES, I ended up getting the Japanese version, which of course didn't work on my SNES. For fuck's sake! Oh, your test was easy. I am glad for you. That is fantastic news. It's always good, like, when fucking you can get that out of the way, like, and you knew it went well, like, you know. Very, very good. Very, very good. Good stuff. I'll go for the third box. So, Lorna, what games have you been playing when you have the time, that is? I need to be more interactive, I think, in the live chat. I need to start chatting to you properly, asking you questions, all that kind of jazz, you know? I still think he looks grand as he is, Toad, so relax. Don't be such a Karen, as they say. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, actually, as well, I think this is the first game that debuted, for fuck's sake. Debuted the airship as well, I think. Oh, okay, great. We're off to a flying start on the airship. That's sarcasm, by the way. If you want, oh, come off it. Come on, no, Johnny, you got this. Jumping in 3 times and you're sorted. Fuck, what the hell happened there? Just one more time now. Okay, never mind. I didn't realize I hit him twice. Oh yeah, the what? I forgot the what. The what? Everyone is expecting Nintendo to either reveal, mention, hype up, whatever. People are expecting something Nintendo Switch 2 or the successor to the Nintendo Switch related this month, and it's not happening. I'm going to keep saying this in every live stream until the moment that they're all let down like a fucking deflated balloon. I was going to say something else, but I won't. But they are, like, because it's actually going to be a new model for the Nintendo Switch OLED. Like, it's funny how we fucking choose what we want to believe in online, isn't it? Though I could go very deep with that, but I won't. I'll just focus on gaming, and I'll focus on the Nintendo Switch successor rumors and reports that are doing the rounds as of right now. The latest ones, that Nintendo are going to either reveal or mention the successor to the Switch this month. It's not what you think, because somebody equally as creditable as the people who are saying that there will be a reveal for the Switch successor has come out and said no. They've come out and said that's not the case. It's actually going to be a new model for the Switch OLED. People are like, no, that doesn't excite me. I don't like that one. No, I'm going to ignore that. That's only a rumor. That's only a report. That's bullshit. They know what they're talking about. But then, like, they're all over the Switch successor reveals. Oh yeah, your Switch successor is going to get revealed. Yeah. Like, it's fucking hilarious, It really is. Nothing is going to happen. Nintendo will reveal it when they want to reveal it. And they don't need to. As a business, as a company that wants to make money, they don't need to. Like, at least the Switch is selling. Unlike Xbox. Haha. Hardware I'm talking about now, not fucking services. I'm talking about hardware. And if you want to talk about services, there's actually more people who have a Nintendo Switch Online subscription and Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack subscription than Game Pass. We won't go into that. We'll talk about hardware sales. So from the point of view of hardware sales, at least Nintendo is still selling consoles. And from the point of view of games, good lord above, I'm sorry no Sony. I love Astrobot, it's doing great. I think it's a fantastic game. But at least their games are actually selling. Unlike Concord. So I don't think Nintendo is in any hurry from the point of view of a video game competitor in America right now to reveal anything anytime soon. Their consoles are selling, their games are still selling, and there's more to come. Like, there's more to come. Like, this month, a brand new Zelda game. I mean, come on. Like, we ain't talking about some kind of party. There is Mario Party game coming out, which is very popular. People love that game. But we're talking about an actual Zelda game here. An actual, like, mainline Zelda game is coming out this month. As I mentioned, Super Mario Party, blah blah blah, whatever it has called, is also. I love Mario Party, but like I don't really take too much notice of the names, to be honest with you. Next year we're getting Metro Prime 4. Back to this year, I'm going back and forth here now. Back to this year, we're getting Mario and Luigi as well at the end of the year. I mean, come on, like, why would Nintendo want to be in any rush to reveal their next console? You know, and people are happy enough to go out there. I mean, people are happy enough to go out and continue to buy those games. So once things start slowing down, Nintendo will fucking reveal the successor to the Switch. I'm not saying it's going to go that way forever. I'm not saying Nintendo are going to like just do nothing for like 10 years. Do you know what I mean? They'll eventually reveal it. But point is, there's not going to be any reveal this month. So just get over it. Get the fuck over it. That's what I say. Yeah, no. Bottle of water. I would line up the pictures and get a prize now in the moment. I'll do it down now actually. Just opening a bottle of water at the same time. I'm gonna get a star finally, I know. For fuck's sake. It's a toad with a fucking star hat. Yeah, what's wrong with that? What do you mean, boo-boo? That's a toad with a hat. Paper hat. What a paper hat we used to make as kids. That's what it is. What's wrong with that, like? Nothing. Look at that backward slide. I'm showing off now. Bastard. You green shell cunt. Turtle wannabe. As in like Ninja Turtle wannabe. I know it's an actual turtle, but shush. So I need to check the live channel as I always do from time to time. That makes no sense. Always. From time to time. Contradicts itself. But I'm going to check the live chat because sometimes YouTube removes comments or doesn't show comments. It's important that I see your lovely comments, aka, I don't know why they call it messages. They're not messages, they're comments. A message is something that comes to you privately. Fucking idiots. I'll be right back there. Got to focus the camera. Just like that, I am back. Marvel vs. Capcom collection is coming out this Thursday, the 12th. If anybody is wondering, if anybody's interested. It's a pity I didn't schedule my Classic Hits Gaming roadmap to actually feature that game. But there's always next time. Well, as of right now, anyway, I have the next game on this channel lined up. Again, I'll reveal that very, very soon. And I even have the game after. Oh no, there's a poll after that. I think that's what I said anyway. Yeah, there's a poll after that. I have my 3 games that are going to be on it. So you're going to be able to choose Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, I think is what it's called. WWF No Mercy. And the European version of Super Mario Bros. 2. Interesting to see what game will actually get the most votes. I wonder how many wrestling fans are actually on this channel. Because personally, I'd love to play No Mercy. If you vote for No Mercy, you get a free t-shirt. You get a free t-shirt saying, My Internet, quoted by the legendary Sabertac. I'll even get him to sign it. I'll post it over to him and he can send it back signed. All you have to do is vote for No Mercy. Fair enough. Do we have a deal? All lobbies. I mean, am I just good, like? What the? Do you know what? Sometimes I scare myself. Seriously, man, I'm actually scared now. That's crazy, man. I got 2 in a row. I am psychic. I am, though. I'm going to keep that for a tough stage. Why the hell did I fucking shot a fireball? Oh, fuck. Got a fire, Jesus Christ. I mean, go away. My nerves. Those jumping block enemies as well made their debut. You don't see them as much in the series. To be honest with you, I think they came back in the first New Super Mario Bros. Shit. So as far as the name for the successor to the Switch, I think Nintendo should just do the obvious. Switch 2. That's what I think anyway. Like, establish the Switch as an actual like, I know Nintendo is the brand. But yeah, I mean, like, look, it works for PlayStation. It works for PlayStation. You know, Switch 2. Like, it's so simple. Like, the consumers will say, oh, well, this is the Switch 2. This is the second Switch. Nobody is going to be confused. And look, you know, a lot of people think that the naming of the Wii U is what resulted in that console being the absolute enormous failure that it was, both critically and acclaimed. But it wasn't the name. It was the marketing. It was the marketing by Nintendo. Nintendo didn't market that console enough to communicate to the consumer that this was a completely different device to the Wii. And it was. I mean, look at it. The fucking thing came with a controller with a screen attached to it. I mean, it doesn't get any different than that, like. You know? Different games for it. You know, like the kind of third-party games that... I mean, it fucking launched with a mature-rated zombie survival horror game. And it was only, at the time, it was only for Nintendo Wii U. Like, imagine if the marketing was better with that. Oh my god, like, imagine if that was Switch 2. Or even the Switch. Imagine that was a Switch. You know, we all know that Nintendo marketed the Switch fantastically well. You know, from the original reveal to the full-on presentation. Amazing marketing. People were so buzzed, so excited to play like a hybrid console. Imagine if Ubisoft had actually made Zombie U on the Switch. Just call it Zombie. It's what it's called now, I think. I mean, imagine the hype of like a third-party company like Ubisoft. It's simple with Nintendo anyway. But imagine them making a survival horror zombie game exclusive to the Switch and launching on it. So yeah, it wasn't the name of the Wii U that that caused that console to fail. It was the marketing by Nintendo. Nintendo is responsible for the failing of that console, and what I like about it is they take responsibility for it. You know, and they don't just they don't just do what Phil Spencer did and say it makes some of the dumbest decisions in gaming. Like that, he came out there recently and said that he made some terrible decisions. Okay, what are you going to do to fix it? What, what are you going to do to fix it? He goes on about how he could have had Guitar Hero exclusive to Xbox and another game as well. Forget what it was. But now look at him. I mean, he goes from having Indiana Jones exclusive to Xbox to come to PlayStation and other games as well. What is he doing? Like, what's he actually doing? And when Nintendo took responsibility for the failure of the Wii U, they knew they had to get it right with the Switch. And they went back to their drawing board and they basically did their absolute best to market this console as a completely different console. And you know what? That wasn't too hard to do in it because this is a hybrid console. But they did a fantastic job, and they're also aware right now, this second, the current Nintendo president is aware that just because the Switch was successful, that doesn't automatically mean that the next console is going to be a success. And Nintendo as a company are aware of that, which is good. And you don't know. Let's go. I'm going to fly my whole way past the stage. Shove your boomerang where it won't return. Oh fuck. And your fireballs as well. Flying high. It's taking forever to get to the third world this time. I flew through it yesterday. I think I was on the fourth world this time yesterday. Well, not this time yesterday, but the amount of time that I was streaming. So I'm just going to skip the fifth world. Oh, this pain in the ass of a level. Alright, so all I have to do is keep my Tanooki suit. Easy. Oh, fuck. Actually, the potential for a launch lineup, or at least the launch window lineup for the successor to the Switch is fucking huge. It's fucking absolutely huge. Think of it. When's the last time we got a new Mario Party or a new Mario Kart game? Seriously, they can't keep milking fucking Mario Kart 8 like fucking Rockstar does. Or maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe, who knows. But let's just assume anyway, that they're making a new Mario Kart game. Surely, because it's been so long, that game could launch on the successor to the Switch. I think there's a strong possibility that the next 3D Mario game could also launch on it. Imagine that. Obviously, they're not going to put all their fucking games on the console at launch because that would be insane. And hello, Nicole, wouldn't that be insane if Nintendo just said, yeah, we're bringing the next Smash, the next Mario Kart, the next Mario, the next fucking Kirby, everything at launch. This is every single game in the history of this console is releasing day one. That would be insane. How are you, my friend? Are you excited for the PS5 Pro, though? No. And that's not me being, like, what's the word for it? Like, that's just me being honest. No, I have absolutely no interest in getting a PS5 Pro. Absolutely not. What about yourself? I don't like Pro consoles. I don't like the concept of Pro consoles. My console is not a mobile phone. Fuck me. It's definitely not the size of a mobile phone. It doesn't look like a mobile phone. It's not a mobile phone. This upgrading bullshit malarkey has to come to an end. And I'm not talking about console revisions like we've had over the years. I'm not talking about like PS5 Slim, or even the Switch OLED for that matter. Because all that did was improve the screen. That wasn't a Pro. That was a revision. I don't like the concept of, I don't like Nintendo, I don't like PlayStation. How many years later? 4 years? 4 years after the reveal of 4 years after the launch of the PS5. I don't want them coming along saying, when you paid €500 for this super powerful console that had native 4K and even 8K ready, how we hyped up these specs? Yeah, and you were really excited. Yeah, well, forget all that. Give us more money for a PS5 Pro. Like, fuck off. I don't need it. I don't want it. It annoys me. I paid for a PS5. Either give me a PS6 or shut the fuck up. Because I don't want the PS5 Pro. It's just, and it bugs me. It actually, the more I think of it, it bugs me. So the short answer is no. Absolutely not. I don't think most people are, to be honest with you. I actually genuinely, give us games first, Sony. How about that? How about give us games? I love Astrobot, but like, Astrobot is just like, what's next after Astrobot? Think about that. What's next after Astrobot? Before that, we had Concord, and we all know. We all fucking know what happened Concord. Oh my god, dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. Jesus Christ, man. So yeah, Astrobot is one great game right now on PlayStation. But what's next? You can't just release fucking hardware and not back it up with software. Because technology is just a tool. It's what you do with the tool that matters. That's a quote from the late great. Oh god, he's not dead. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. That's the quote from Reggie Fils-Aimé. Reggie Fils-Aimé is not dead. He's alive and well. Well, I hope he is anyway. Oh, well, don't jinx him. Fucking hell. But anyway, yeah, PS5 Pro, no. Oh god, I'm going to go into a rant now with PS5 Pro. Fucking hell. Stop, Johnny. I don't know why it's even a thing. Why is it even a thing? The PS5 is 8K ready. When the PS4 released, it wasn't 4K ready. That was the whole point of the PS5. Sorry. When the PS4 launched, it was a HD console. Okay? And it wasn't 4K ready. Okay? You could not output your games in 4K. That was the whole point of the PS4 Pro. Because when the PS4 Pro came out, you could play your games in 4K. That was the big thing about PS4 Pro. So the thing is, the PS5 is 4K, native 4K, and it's also 8K ready. So if you got an 8K TV, you can output your games in 8K. You can play your games in 60 frames per second. You can even play your games in 120 frames per second on PS5. And so what the fuck? Like, what would they be doing? What's this thing going to do? Do you have to get a PS5 Pro to get games? Is that what it is? Is that the fucking the selling point of the PS5 Pro? PS5 Pro No, with games. No, we're gonna bring back our IPs only on PS5 Pro. Do you want to play Getaway? Do you want to play SOCOM? Do you want to play Resistance? Do you want to play Killzone? Do you want to play Ape Escape and the many other IPs that we're sitting and shitting on right now? Well, buy a PS5 Pro, you motherfucker. Is that what they're doing? I don't know. They can fuck off with the PS5 Pro, they can. Switch successor, yes. PS5 Pro, fuck no. Anyway, that's what I think on the PS5 Pro. What do you lovely people? Anyone watching the live stream right now, what do you think of the PS5 Pro? I know Nicole is not really interested in it. Unless, yeah, moving away from that, how was life with you? Oh Jesus, I hate this level. I despise it. It gets on me fucking nerves. So yeah, final session of Super Mario Bros. 3. Then I'm moving on to the next game. And once again, you can get a quick tease on what that game is if you hop over to my community tab. And then shortly after that, then very very soon, I will officially reveal what it is. I have to wait for it to arrive first though, and see if it's working. I might have jumped the gun by teasing what's next on Classic Gaming, to be honest with you, because it mightn't even be working, and I mightn't even have the right version of the game. So if that happens, I'm gonna have to think of a game that matches that tease. But I can be creative, so I'm confident I can do that. Like, oh, you thought it was this game? Well, it's actually, yeah. I don't want to say too much because I don't spoil it. I can't believe I'm actually only on the. Oh, I'm on the third world. Okay, fun fact, or at least I think it's. Oh no, never mind. We haven't gotten there yet. I hope it. I have to get to the. Hold on a second. I can go this way. Take out the shortcut. I want to show the castle on this world because it's. Oh, I need a key to open it. Fuck it. If I just smash it open with this, fuck's that game. I don't have a key, so I have to go the long way. Yeah, I want to reveal some trivia relating to the third world of this game. So focus now, Johnny. Oh, we're back to this now again. See if I remember the location. Bollocks. My memory is actually very fucking good when it comes down to it. Like, it's a pity about my. What is it now? Star, come on. Ah, bollocks. It's a star that identifies as a leaf. What's wrong with that? Like, it's 2024. Like, come on, no, like a bit of inclusion now. Like, we can go off on. We can go a long way. Like, man, no. Man, no, like. Oh shit! Bollocks. Fucking fish. You know, it's actually impossible to predict what's going to be the next big thing with the successor to the Nintendo Switch. So I mean, like, what's going to make this so different? Because like the fucking the handheld, not the handheld, the hybrid console feature. That's just going to be the normal. Um, that's going to be the norm. That's not going to be, because that was done already. Like, you know what I mean? They're obviously going to expand upon that. Like, and thankfully, I wasn't that very far into the second world or third world, so let's continue. It was quite fun though. It's quite fun trying to predict what Nintendo are going to do next with their next console. Did that cloud just allow me to skip? It did. But you have to look at the Switch as like the same thing as when Nintendo gave us 3D gaming. Like obviously like the GameCube like had 3D gaming, but like it did more than that by increasing the specs. And to be fair, back then every console was just about better graphics. Like so it's kind of, it's hard to look at like a Nintendo console back then and say, oh, that's all they did was improve the graphics. But that was Nintendo. That's how Nintendo did things, and that's how Xbox still do things. PlayStation are now finally, messing around with different kinds of technology and making it innovative, like SSD, ray tracing, all that kind of jazz, 3D audio, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, back in the day, like, it was just about increasing specs. But anyway, point is, Switch is going to become the norm. Like I can't believe there's actually people out there that think that, oh, I think Nintendo is going to give us a traditional console. I mean, are you actually that stupid? Like, do you actually think Nintendo are going to turn their back on their biggest feature yet? No, they're not. It's going to be a hybrid console without a shadow of a fucking doubt. But that obviously that won't be the only feature. It'll have something. I've been kind of like I've been talking about like some kind of like augmented reality type kind of technology that actually like it's almost like kind of like a Star Wars kind of like thing, like the Star Wars movie where the princess appears and like it's kind of like fucking hologram, like hologram technology, that kind of thing. Like, but how would that like kind of affect the game? Maybe you could like reach out your hand and actually interact with the thing. I don't know. It's hard to get into the minds of the creative minds at Nintendo. I'm gonna sneak into. I'll go to Japan and sneak into their building. Do like a Metal Gear job. Your mission is to infiltrate Nintendo headquarters and take photos of the next console. But this is a sneaking mission. No one knows about your presence. If you are spotted and killed, we won't take any responsibility. But no, I'd love to though. I'd love to be a fly at the wall instead of like their research and development fucking office. Hmm. I reckon all I can think of is some kind of new button input, some kind of new, yeah, like a new input, like a button that will do something different in the game. As of what that could be, I don't know. I'm right now thinking what could this console be? No, I'll stop now. I just let Nintendo do the revealing. Because the last time I actually did this so long, right? I was doing this so much that I literally, I literally figured out what they were going to do. Seriously. No, to be fair though, I did have a patent that they released as like a massive help, you know. But like to be fair though, I did do a lot of fucking like my own kind of like shit as well, like because the patent, if I can remember correctly, the patent showed what looked like to be a controller with a screen in the middle, right? So very like at the time the Wii U. And but what made it interesting was fuck's sake. What made it interesting was the fact that it had an SD slot. No, see, there's a few things. So keep that in mind now. So an SD slot. That's what I was referring to it as. But I said to myself, what if that actually wasn't like an SD card slot, like for putting in like memory card for like saving your game, or what if that was actually for a cartridge? I said that, and there wasn't very much people saying that online. Trust me, they were not. They were just saying, "Oh, that's just used to like save your game or whatever else, or put games onto." But I was saying that could be a cartridge slot. So I kind of went from there then, and I said to myself, "What if this is actually like what if the I bear in mind no, I was referring to this as a controller, what because it looked like a controller with a screen in the middle, where you could put a cartridge into. So I thought it also mentioned another device, which they called gaming device, the bastards. Maybe that they knew someone like me would be looking at that and studying it and trying to figure out what they're going to do next. So they call it a gaming device, right? So you would basically you would connect this controller to that gaming device. And so basically, what I took away from that was there's going to be this console that's going to have a controller with a screen on it, like the Wii U, but it's going to have a cartridge slot, allowing you to put your games into not only the console, but the controller as well, allowing you to take your games with you. And I started thinking more and more about it, and I kept on going, and eventually, I even came up with the tagline: "Your games go where you go." And what did we get in October 2016? But a hybrid console where you could take your games where you go. So it annoyed me because it turned out that the controller with a screen in the middle of it was the actual fucking console. And it turned out that the gaming device was nothing more than the fucking dock. No, I didn't know much about docks back then, like, and I didn't really think too much into that um, at the time. But that's what it turned out to be in the end. So I did so much thinking that I actually predicted what the Switch is going to be. I'm pretty sure that people online were only talking about how it was going to be, how the operating system was going to be like a hybrid operating system. So what they were saying was that if you bought the game on the console, you could it would function on the handheld and vice versa. So basically, what they were saying, what people online were saying, the so-called experts were saying online when they were looking at this patent and when they were looking at the rumors, what they were saying was that if you bought like Super Smash Brothers on the handheld, that you could also put that in the console. But what I was saying was this is going to be like a universal thing. So you'd have like either the one system or a system with a controller, the screen in the middle of it. But it turned out that it was the one system the whole time. But yeah, but I have no fucking clue. I can't predict what they're going to do next. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Oh, let's see. Can I go to the? See now. I go to the castle part because I want to show you the castle because I have some trivia I'd like to share. No, we still haven't seen the castle itself. That's the mini castle, but I mean like the actual castle itself. Fuck's sake, anyway. Okay. If I don't manage to show it anyway, I'll I will still reveal the trivia nonetheless. Like, what if it's something like, what is the, like, it's not about, like, we have touchscreen, we have had touchscreen technology for a hell of a long time. What's the next thing, like, beyond that? Like, to interact with something, to interact with the game world, because obviously we had buttons, we still use buttons traditionally, but then we had like touchscreen and motion control. Like, what's the next thing beyond that? I don't know. It's impossible. I'll tell you one thing. It would take some very creative minds to actually come up with these ideas. I wouldn't. I mean, I would not have the skills. It's one thing to be a fan and saying, "Oh, this would be fun" or whatever else. Like, but to actually be Nintendo, to actually be in fucking the building to try to come up with all these ideas, and to come up with an idea that would actually be successful. Because it's one thing to say, "Oh, this sounds cool," but for it to actually be successful, for it to actually reach the market, like, that is a tough fucking job that I would not want to have now, to be honest with you. So I think the best way to approach the success of the Switch is just let Nintendo reveal it. Not bollocks. What if AI actually becomes a massive feature of the success of the Switch? There is rumors circulating that the system is using AI technology to like upscale the visuals, like artificially, to like to give like a 4K resolution, but artificially and all that kind of stuff. Like faster loading times artificially, all that kind of stuff too. I mean, that wouldn't really be fucking too exciting, really, but hmm, it's stuck in my head now. I'm not trying to predict what what it is, but at the same time, though, I do want to be, actually surprised by what this thing can do. So I think one thing that actually helps as well is if we just look back at the history at Nintendo, because as my history teacher would say, history has a habit of repeating itself. And she also had a saying of the height of ignorance. And as my good friend once said, the height of you, because she was 5 foot nothing. I was just playing Terminator Resistance, and hear you talking about air. Do 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 do. X Files team. That's actually quite spooky, to be honest with you. Maybe I am AI. Have you ever considered the possibility that I am actually artificial intelligence, Chad Middleton? Who the fuck knows? Chad, as always, welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, which, as you know, is your home of the three greatest decades of gaming: the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. You will not see a pile of crap like Concord in any of those decades. This is my final session of Super Mario Bros. 3 before I move on to the next game. And if you want to get a tease of what that game is, you can check out my community tab, and soon I will officially reveal what it is. So, Chatty Boy, how are you doing? How is life in the world of Chad Middleton? Thank you for taking the time. out of your busy schedule to join this live stream. Modern Hits Gaming would be EA. Yes, that's true actually. Yeah, that's when you know that Johnny has been killed and replaced by AI. Just be very careful. If you see me streaming Fortnite tomorrow now, hyped up, well, it'd be fucking fair that I did that in the past. So yeah, my past self is AI. My modern self is real. No comment, chatty boy. I love teasing games on this channel because I never actually reveal it until, well, until I do. So my lips are as tight as the poster of the Silent Hill movie that just popped into my head. So the first Silent Hill movie where Alessa, I think is the name of the demon child. I don't know, but she has no mouth. Yeah, my lips are as sealed as her right now. I'm so good at like keeping things sealed until it's a time to reveal it. My phone keeps buzzing. All I can say, Chad, is stay tuned until I officially reveal what is next on Classic Hits Gaming. But nonetheless, though, the tease is still there. The tease is there, but I won't be commenting on the tease. The funny thing is, though, the game hasn't even arrived yet, and I don't even know if it's working. So, fingers crossed. That looks like a burger. Fingers crossed it's working. I remember when I teased a game on this channel recently. I forget what it was actually. It might have been Yakuza, or else it might have been the game after Yakuza. I think it was when I was teasing. I think it might have been Puzzle Bobble. Yes, it was Puzzle Bobble, I think. And the Divine Void. No, even before that. Because I was like, oh, if you want to tease for what's next on Classic Hits Gaming, check out my community tab. And I was like, has anyone gotten it? Has anyone gotten it? And I think someone like left a comment, and they were like, they wanted to know, like, was that the game? Like, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. And they were like, what? You know, like, it was quite funny. I finished Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Good job, Chad. It was alright, but not as good as Human Revolution. That's the thing about long running franchises. There's always going to be that one game that doesn't quite live up to a previous game in the series. But good job at completing it, man. Well done. And as long as you enjoyed it, like, overall. Could be worse, Chad. Could be worse. It could have been Concord. You could be getting a refund right now from playing Concord. Sadly, it's the last game and left on a chill. Oh, stop. Really? The last game in the series and it ended in a cliffhanger. Oh my god. So that kind of reminds me of the ending to Resident Evil Revelations 2. And I'm pretty sure that it is a canon ending. That Alex Wesker, the female Wesker, successfully transferred her consciousness into Natalia. To be fair though, even though I love that game, it was a pretty fucked up story, didn't it? I think Resident Evil has gotten way off track. In many ways, really, to be honest with you, for a long time now. Not just from the point of view of gameplay, but I mean the story is a bit like, what the fuck are you doing? Like what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Some woman 100 years ago loses her daughter in the Spanish flu, goes into a cave to die, to kill herself, because she's riddled with grief and depression. But she finds a giant fucking fungus fetus. What the fuck, like? That not only gives her like super fucking human powers, but it allows the consciousness of her dead daughter to reappear, and other people died in the village. I mean, what the fuck? Like, when you really stop and think about it, like, what the fuck was that about? Like, seriously, like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, they went way off track. I like the whole like umbrella corporation, the pharmaceutical company that's like experimenting in viruses and fucking bioengineering like biological weapons. There's so much you can do. I mean, like it is possible to alter the human body. It is possible to alter DNA. That's possible. Mutation is possible. And obviously, like you sprinkle a bit of fiction into it, but not that far. Like, not that far. And yes, the umbrella corporation might have folded. The umbrella might have literally folded with uh with the destruction of Raccoon City. But that doesn't like there was other pharmaceutical companies introduced in the series, like Tricell for one of them. Like I just would like that story to come back, like where some company is making some kind of virus, you know, to create bioweapons, and you're trying to stop it basically, or even a game where there's actual bioweapons on the battlefield, but still make it like a survival horror game, of course. But they're actually on the battlefield, and you're actually trying to stop it. Like you play a soldier basically, and this soldier is only used to. I'll read your comments in a second. Tab. This soldier is only used to, like, war. Like maybe it could be a soldier that maybe if they want to make it like modern and woke or whatever else, it could be let's say a Ukrainian soldier, right? Who's only after like fucking coming back from the war in Russia or whatever, I don't know. And all of a sudden the soldier gets called in for a mission, but the battlefield is full of bioweapons and whatever else, that kind of thing, you know? But yeah, yes, Square Enix removed the team after the Avengers game didn't make sales. Imagine that. Imagine the fact that gamers are not getting a Deus Ex game because of a fucking Avengers game. Oh, that makes my blood boil. They were making a new Deus Ex, but Square Enix said no. Oh my god, why? Because a fucking Marvel game didn't sell very well. Oh my god. Fuck that. For a game of soldiers, as they say. Do you know what pisses me off? A lot of things. But you know how gamers are perfectly okay with Resident Evil being action orientated? Yes, I have no problem Chris Redfield punching a boulder. Yes, I have no problem Leon jumping out a window 5 minutes into the game like he's fucking action, man. I have no problem with them removing fixed camera angles, tank controls, and a true limited save system. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the Umbrella Corporation be going, that's fine. This is a Resident Evil game. This is a good Resident Evil game. You should buy this game. You're the smiling man. No, that's not horror at all. No. Horror is gore. Horror is violence. Horror is jump scares. No. No. Not my horror. Not my horror. Not my mature game. No, no, no. Just a cartoony graphic novel. No, 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 no. Fucking hypocrites. Bastards. We need to stop making cliffhangers when a second season movie or game isn't confirmed. That's very, very true. They should at least be sure that they're going to make a new game. It's funny though, because actually Paul Anderson did it actually with the first movie, because he only wanted to make he just wanted to make a movie, but he wasn't sure how popular it was going to be. But he did say like if it was popular, he would obviously like pick up where it left off. But that movie had a massive cliffhanger, like Alice survives the fuck was that? But Alice survives the hive incident, steps outside the hospital as she escaped, and the whole city is obviously ruined because of the apocalypse. If Ennio was made by Kojima, oh, they would be, absolutely, absolutely, man. I couldn't have said it better myself. If Hideo Kojima had made Ennio, gamers would be losing their shit. Oh my god, Hideo Kojima is making another game, the legendary, the god that is Hideo Kojima, even though he's only known for Metal Gear, and even though I didn't give two fucks about Metal Gear, even though I never played Metal Gear, I only like Metal Gear because it's Hideo Kojima. And the only reason I like Hideo Kojima is because of how Konami treated him. Oh, I can't wait for Emio. So this game comes out anyway. Oh, it's you just have to understand why it's a graphic novel. This guy's a genius. He knows how to make games. Exactly. If it was Hideo Kojima, they'd be all over it. But the thing is, I don't think Nintendo are actually considering, like, the game mightn't have made it to the charts in the UK, but I don't think Nintendo expected the game to make the charts. I don't think Nintendo expected this game to break any sales records. It's a very obscure, lesser known, like smaller IP from Nintendo. You know, compared to the big hitters like Mario, Metroid, um, Zelda, Donkey Kong, those kind of games, Kirby, Yoshi, you know, Pokemon, Smash. You know, it's nothing like those games. And it's also a series that hasn't been around for over 30 years, and it's also a series that's only really popular in Japan, and it's a completely different kind of game as well. So I think they knew that it was niche, extremely niche. Like, people would consider Metroid as niche, but even that game sells very well. So I think this game kind of goes beyond niche. It's really niche, you know. So I don't think Nintendo expected it to take off and set the world on fire. I think they're quite happy with that, you know. That's probably why it wasn't announced. Exactly. If this was something big for Nintendo, they would have announced it at their Direct, because the Direct was in June, and I'm pretty sure this game got teased at the end of July, like mid-July. So like less than a month later after the Direct. So yeah, if they wanted to, and obviously the game would have been well in development. The game would have been well into development. So yeah, if Nintendo wanted this game to sell very well and they wanted to be a big hitter, they would have showcased it at a Direct. Absolutely. So it's just a smaller type game for Nintendo, and they're happy enough with that. But I just think that if gamers want something different from Nintendo, and they want mature, and they want violent, and they want horrific, you know, then they had their chance, and I suppose they still had their chance to go out, buy this game, show Nintendo that you support this kind of game, and you will see more games like that. Anyway, this is going to do it for my final session of Super Mario Bros. 3. I want to say thank you so much to everyone for your continued support on Classic Hits Gaming, and thank you for watching my Super Mario Bros. 3 live sessions. I hope that you enjoyed this iconic, legendary video game, one of the greatest video games of all time. And again, if you want a tease of what is next on Classic Hits Gaming, please check out my community tab. Again, no comment, Chad Middleton. All will be revealed very, very, very soon. So yeah, I will officially reveal it very soon. I'm still waiting for the game to arrive, and I must test it as well. So hopefully all will go well with that. But until then, see you next time, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.